Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
कभी भाई
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, आप सुनाएं क्या हाल है?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम व रहमतुल्लाह।
वालेकुम सलाम व रहमतुल्लाहि व
वालेकुम
बरकातहू।
अस्सलाम व रहमतुल्लाह।
बरकत साहब कैसे हैं आप?
Barn. How your barn is going to have good couches, right?
Assalamu alaikum.
वालेकुम सलाम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू। Sister Noor, how are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah, brother Abid. كيف حالك?
Alhamdulillah, mashallah. You're
Alhamdulillah.
gonna speak Arabic now with us?
Yes, I'm learning Arabic from you, alhamdulillah.
Very good. Mashallah, mashallah. That's very good. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Mashallah. Brother Javed, assalamu alaikum.
क्या हो गया?
Assalamu alaikum, Javed bhai. This is Zahra, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone.
Okay, so we're gonna give another few minutes for a few more people to join, inshallah, and then we will start. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, brother Altaf?
Alhamdulillah. Sorry, I'm a little late.
No worries, no worries. We're just getting started, inshallah. Waiting for a couple of more people, inshallah. Okay, we'll start, inshallah. Are you able to hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulil kareem. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah. Today, once again, with the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are starting our class, and inshallah we are going to cover the verse number 7 from Surah Al-Baqarah. Okay. Do you guys remember the previous verses, inshallah?
No, yes, remember.
Okay. So let's look at the verse first, and then inshallah we'll talk about in detail. So, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم. And then there is a stopping sign here. And then we have وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة. And then another stopping sign. And then وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ. So in other words, we can break this long sentence into 3 small sentences.
General class. So
the first sentence stops right here, and then the second sentence stops here, or the little part of it, and the third one is this one, وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ. So today I want to use this class as a tool to remind you and myself, and also set a standard that we want to understand what are we doing, okay? Just to refresh our memories. So let's say, what are we trying to do when we are saying we are doing the grammatical. And by the way, do you guys have your notebooks with you?
Yes.
I would like you to write this down, because as we did last Thursday, we did a quick testing of our knowledge, and we realized that we need a lot of work, right? So this lecture or this lesson, take it as a preview that in the future I could ask you these questions about the grammatical analysis of verses. Okay. So what is the step number one? Step number one, and when we are doing that, basically we are reviewing, we are doing the review of our concepts. So step number one is identify
Ism or fail.
noun, verb, and harf.
Harf.
That is our task number one. And that's a very basic of our Arabic learning, right? Agree?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Then we need to take each word and analyze it, right? If it's a noun, what is the meaning? Whether it's, how did we derive it? What are the root letters? Because even the nouns as have root letters. Then verbs, what family they belong to, right? This verb, we have to identify the family. We have to identify the tense, right? So that is another step we have to do. The step number three is eventually we are looking for sentences. What are we looking for?
Sentences.
And how many kind of sentences we know?
Two.
Ismiya or fail.
اسمية and فعلية.
Yes, good job. So nominal sentences and the verbal sentences. Okay. So which is jumla, ismiya, and jumla. Got it?
Mhm.
Any questions on this? So please write it down, because I might be testing you on this in the near future, and as a surprise too. And then use the tools provided by me to help you with this, and this. Okay. Are you guys good? Did you write it down? Need more time? You can unmute yourself if you like.
Can you please repeat, Brother Abid?
Repeat. Okay. So we are doing grammatical analysis of the verses. And when we are doing that, basically we are reviewing our Arabic concept we have learned over the year. And the very first thing we do when we look at the verse, we try to identify the nouns, the verbs, and the harf. And that's a very basic thing we have to do. Okay. Then we take each word and analyze it. We also try to find out what family they belong to, what is the Madi, Mudare, and then what is the meaning of that, whether it is a ismul fa'il, it's a ismul maf'ul, it is a masdar, or the other family members. Then step number 3, we are looking for sentences. The whole one big chunk of verse will contain smaller sentences, smaller structures, and we identify them and combine them into 2 basic sentences. That could be jumla ismiya or jumla fi'liya. And then in order to do that, we use some tools, and I have provided to you, and I'm going to use them right now to show you how I utilize them. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, we looked at this. So if you look at khatama, right away, what is the feeling coming in your mind? What it is? Step number 1. Step number 1, what is it?
Verb.
Verb, mashallah. Can you tell me if you know it, the bab, the family of this?
فعل.
Fa'ala. Okay, good. Is bab dariba or daraba? Inshallah, we'll talk
Daraba.
about it. Okay. Allah.
Ism.
Ism. Allah.
Harf.
Harf.
Harf. Okay. One by one. I think we should take a thing. Kulubihim. How many ism you see in kulubihim?
2.
2. Which ones?
Qulub and him, the pronoun, attached pronoun.
Very good job, mashallah. Okay, good. Now is kulub singular, plural?
Plural.
Very good job. What is the singular? Qalb.
Qalb.
Qalb. What is the meaning of qalb?
Heart.
Hearts. So kulubihim, what is the meaning of kulubihim?
Their hearts.
Their heart. So when you see their hearts, what other concept comes to your mind? What is it?
Mudaf, mudaf ilay.
MashaAllah, may Allah reward you. Jazakallah khairan, sister. Okay, so what is the letter wa or wow here? Brother Afzal.
Hat, brother.
Harf, mashallah. And what is this?
Isme Alil.
Ismi Alil?
Ismi Ali.
No, this is not
What was that? Harfe Alil.
Harf Ataf. Okay.
I think I'm mixing the class here from the other one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you can fix it by telling me what Allah is.
Wow is
Wow is harf ataf. Allah is what?
Allah harf as well.
What is the name for that?
Oh no, I will have to pass it out.
Okay, that's fine. Samihim, brother Altaf.
Samihim is a noun. Samih is
Samia
noun.
and him. Okay, so
Him is
it
attached pronoun.
very good job. And what does it tell you about the Samihim?
So they're listening or they're hearing.
Hearing. So is it Mudaf?
It's mudaf leh. Murakkab mudaf.
Okay, wa ala, brother Abrar. Brother Abrar, you
brother.
there?
Yeah.
So wa ala,
And on.
and on. Okay, so harf, wow, and ala, also harf, which is preposition. Okay. Absarihim, brother Fawad.
To see.
No, Absarihim, brother Fawad, are you there? Looks like he's not. So, Sister Umayma, would you like to say what Absarihim means? Or what is it? Ism?
It is a verb.
Is an ism, Absarihim. And there are two ism in here, Absar and the him, which is the attached pronoun. Rishava. Sister Zahra.
Rishawa, it's a noun.
Very good. How do you know?
Rishawatun.
Yes. So the
The
tanween.
tun, the tanween.
MashaAllah. Remember, that's very good job. Okay. Sister Nusrat, if you're there, walahum.
For them,
Yeah, for them. But what is the lahum mean? What do you see in lahum? Identify the noun and the.
Them.
Say that again.
for them,
Yeah, but that's the translation. How
Yeah.
do you identify lahum in Arabic grammar? Like, what are they? Are they noun? Are they harf? Are they verb?
It's a harf.
Which one is the harf?
Wa, la,
Oh,
hum.
noun.
Okay, one at a time. Sister Nusrat is trying to answer, so let her answer.
why
go
is
ahead.
and then la hum? It's like
Okay.
verb.
The verb? No. Wow is the harf ataf. Lam fatha is the preposition, the letter lam, and hum is the pronoun. Clear? Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll explain to you. Don't worry about it. Okay, azabun. What is azabun? Somebody else out there. I forget. Take the name. Brother Majid, would you like to say what azabun is? He's muted. Sister Noor.
Yes, it's a noun.
Azabun.
It's
a noun. MashaAllah.
Because of
Good.
the tanween dama.
Exactly. MashaAllah. And what is azimun? Who else is that? Brother Javed, azimun.
It's a noun because it's got tanween in the end.
Good job. MashaAllah. And azabun azim. What else can you see from that?
Azabun, azimun.
What kind of murakkab is that?
Tawsifi.
MashaAllah. Murakkab tawsifi. So Brother Altaf is MashaAllah always ahead of the game. So Jazakallah khair. And so this exercise we have to do every time. Now, what is the tool we used last time? Look at this one. Can you see my screen? Not this one. This one. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to demo this again for your benefit. So here on the left-hand side, you have these color-coded boxes. When I turn on the ism, it tells me all the nouns in this sentence. You see that? So the blue ones are the nouns. Got it? Just focus on the ayah number 7. Fail. If I turn on the fail, then it will be the khatama. In this whole sentence, the only fail we have is khatama. Yeah? And look at the harf. When I turn on the harf, it tells me ala, wa, ala, wa lahum. We just looked at wa lahum.
Wala.
Wala.
Wa ala, right? These are all the harufs. So do you find this useful in finding out what this thing is?
Yes.
Yes.
So
So
Brother
yes.
Abid, if there is only one verb, is it verbal sentence?
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll see how we're gonna make this, right? So let's say you want to look at Allah. Then when you click on it, it tells you a lot of detail about this. It tells you that no al-kalima, meaning the category of kalima is al-harf. Yes, is jar because it's a preposition, right? Okay, and then also telling me it's a mabni, and also telling me a sukoon. Some of these things we know, and some of these things we still don't know. Got it? Okay, so that's tool number 1. The
So
tool
what
number 2,
sukoon means here, Brother Abid?
sukoon.
Yeah.
Sukoon is, sukoon is, we know that when there is no haraka, but I don't know this yet myself. So I don't want to give you a
No,
Mickey
because
Mouse.
we are analyzing Allah. On Allah, there is no sukoon.
Yeah. It's, don't read it as sukoon as haraka. It's alamatul bina, something alamatul bina. We don't know this yet.
Okay.
We know mabni, we recognize mabni, we recognize harf, we also recognize jar. Okay?
Yeah.
So our knowledge so far, we can identify 3 things from here. Okay. Okay, going back to our camera. Now look at this word now. Can you guys see it, by the way, clearly?
Yes.
So let's look at it. Okay, now I'm going to write down something on a piece of paper. I would like you to make notes with me. So, kha, ta, ma. Khatama means, what is the siga number? And who can tell me the khatama siga number?
1.
1. Okay. So what is it for male? What is the hidden pronoun here?
He.
Huwa. Khatama meaning he finished.
He
Is sealed.
He finished. Now just listen to me and we'll come to seal also. He finished or he completed. In Urdu, when we talk about khatam or which is khatam ho gayi, that means it finished or it is completed. Got it?
Yeah.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay. But when there is khatama and then there is ala after that, that means to,
Seal.
then you get the meaning of to seal. Meaning, Urdu mein kahenge mohar,
more sabt.
to seal. Okay, like to lock something down. Okay. So, what do we know about?
Sorry, brother Abid. You said when how it becomes to seal? Khatama?
Khatama,
Allah.
if you look at the word khatama, that is the siga number 1.
Okay.
Do you agree? Do you understand that
Yeah,
part?
yeah.
Pele madi.
Yeah.
Pele madi. The meaning of khatam is something done, finished, completed.
Yeah.
So he completed or he finished will be one meaning of this khatama. So when it has followed by ala, then
Okay.
gets the meaning of to seal. Okay? And Urdu mein kehte hain mohar.
Sorry,
Okay.
to seal like it's finished, it's done, closed. Is that what
Okay.
you mean?
Okay, let's look at a seal. What is a seal? Like you have an envelope and you close it and then you put a
Close.
little sticky thing on it so that you
Yeah.
cannot open it, because if you open it, then you break the seal.
Yes, I understand.
You
but-
cannot put anything further in.
Anything
done.
further. Seal it
That's
done.
it. You can change. Okay.
So really, is it not that Allah has finished or Allah has
Okay, so stay with me. Don't go far. Inshallah, we're coming there. When we talk about the translation, we will look into
okay.
that. So, khatama, basically a verb. What do you need to understand? We are on step number 2. Where are we? We're on step number 1. We've done this. Now we're step number 2. We're taking each word and trying to analyze it. So I need to know what are the root words. What are the root words, guys? This is
Fatama. Meme.
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 Next thing is, what is the bab? Bab, darab.
Darab.
Okay. Bab daraba mean daraba yad ribu.
Yazribu.
Yeah. So we need to know this. So now I know khatama is siga number 1. That means huwa was there hidden. He finished, he completed. Got it? Now this is the quiz question. When it is a verb, and if it's a siga number 1, what do we expect after that?
The name.
What is the rule? To juggle your memory, we said if there is a siga 1 or siga 4, what can happen?
There is a file in there.
The file could come after it. The file is visible or hidden?
It is visible.
Visible, because what is the next thing?
Allahu. Allahu.
Allahu. ala. So Allah has sealed, or Allah sealed qulubihim, their hearts. Wa ala samihim.
Sorry, brother Abid.
Yes, sir.
Khatamallahu. So, is it muzakkar, murakkab izafi?
And no, it's not murakkab izafi. Khatama is verb. Look at here. Can you see this? It's a verb.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Right?
Okay. So, if it was noun, okay, verb and noun, then okay.
Yes. So because it's a siga number 1, you have to remember that when we have a situation where is a khatama, it is possible that there is a visible file after that.
Okay.
Remember that rule, write it down. Whenever
Yeah.
there is siga number 1, it is a possibility that the file will come little bit later in the verse, and we need to identify it. It happens so that it is right next to khatama. So what is khatama here? Verb.
Yeah.
What is the Allah? Allah is the ism, but in this case it's becoming the file for khatama. So Allah has put seal, or Allah sealed because of the Allah. What is Allah?
Is harf jar.
Is it a jar?
Yeah.
What is qulubihim?
Majroor.
Majroor.
Majroor. But why before it is majroor, it is mudaf ilayh?
Yeah.
You guys see that? Look, if I stop here, look at this. Khatama verb, Allah file, Allah harf jara. If I see harf jara, I need to find the majroor. Yes? So after the harf, I looked at qulubihim. Yes? But qulubihim is a fragment. What kind of fragment? Murakkabe tosifi. Yes?
Izafi. Murakkab izafi.
Oh, sorry, murakkab izafi. So mudaf ilayh, together they become majroor for harfe jara ala. Okay, let's look at this.
So brother Abid, can we say if Allah was not there,
yes,
the word could be qulubuhum?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you how that was. You just read my thoughts. So let's say qulub. The word was qulubun. Yes.
Yeah.
And then there was hum. Yes. So if we separate qulubuhum, which is like this, qulubihim, right? So what do we see here? Qulubihim. But if you separate them, it was qulubun and hum. Everybody see that?
Right.
Okay. So when you have a mudaf ilayh, can you have tanween on mudaf?
No.
So it will become qulubu. Yes?
Yeah.
So this is mudaf ilayh. It will become bu. And then hum will stay like, right? But if you put Allah in the beginning, what will happen to qulub?
Qulubi.
Qulubi, right? And then when you have qulubi, what happens to whom?
Him.
Him. It becomes ala qulubihim. And this will be jar, and this is mudaf plus mudaf ilayh, which is together majroor. Do we see how we did that? And within a big sentence, we have smaller chunks. And we need to identify them by using this sort of knowledge. And we know all of this. It's just that when you see the one word, you need to unfold it in your mind or on a piece of paper to realize that how it becomes qulubihim, even though it was. Can you see that?
Yeah. It's a little bit smaller. I think you have to zoom in.
The camera is about to, give up on me. It's been
Oh,
not here now.
it's okay. Thank you.
I think the wire is loose now. Okay, I don't hear anybody else. That's very discouraging for me. MashaAllah, today there are some 17 people listening to me, MashaAllah. So I would like to hear them.
I'm silent now.
I agree, understand.
Everybody understand that what kulubuhum means?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go back. So basically, up to here, and who can tell me when you are looking for a verbal sentence, what are the different parts of a verbal sentence? So verbal sentence, and that's the review, by the way. What is the first thing in a verbal sentence, guys? Help me out.
Fail.
Fail.
Yeah.
What is the next thing in the verbal sentence?
File.
File.
Okay. What is the next thing in a verbal sentence?
Maf'ul.
Maf'ul.
Okay, mashallah. And then there is another thing. What is that?
Mutalik maf'ul. I mutalik fail.
Mutalik fail, because it has to be mutalik fail. Okay. Now, everybody clear on this? Now look at this. Do I have the fail here? Do I have the file?
Allah.
Do I have the jar plus majroor? Okay. So this is my jumla up to here. If I only do this much, this will become, let's look at this one.
Jumla fail.
If I stop here, then Khatama is the fail. Allah is my file. Ala kulubihim is my mutalik fail. And is jumla failure. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Khatama Allahu ala. Ala is harf jar. Kulubihim is mudaf ilay. Then it becomes majroor. Jar plus majroor is become mutalik fail. And I have the recipe for jumla failure. Got it?
So Brother Abid, one question over here. Kulubihim, is him over here not maf'ul?
We could take it as a maf'ul here as well. You're right. But see, there is Allah here. And because of that Allah is making it mutalik fail, not like a maf'ul. Even though we can
It is a must.
Yes, this Allah is making it jar majroor, which is mutalik fail. So we are trying to identify is that mutalik.
Okay.
Now, also remember one thing. There are many possibilities to do the grammatical analysis. If you look into different books or if you listen to different teachers, there are more than one way to skin the cat. Okay, they may take this whole thing in a different way, but obviously they cannot take totally differently, because that is pretty much what the detail of this sentence is. However, I took the same sentence and I stopped it here in the first one, but the whole word is khatamallahu ala qulubihim wa ala samihim. Remember? Then there was the breaking point here. Remember that part from the verse? So if I take this whole sentence and don't stop here, then this recipe will change. How is it going to change? There, khatama is still my fail. Allah is still my file. Okay, are you guys with me?
Yes.
Allah is still jar, and kulubihim is mudaf ilay and is majroor. But look, there is a letter wow here. Yes. What is wow? Wow is a harf. So what comes after it is called matuf, and what comes before it is called matuf ilay. Remember this part? We talked about it a few sessions ago. That when there is a harf ataf, the previous version is matuf ilay, and the forward part is matuf. So wa ala samihim is jar, mudaf ilay, make it majroor, and this whole thing is matuf. See my point? And this whole point here is matuf ilay. And then this matuf ilay, harfi ataf, matuf becomes together as my mutalliq fail. You see, over here is the same thing. Fail, file, mutalliq fail. I did one recipe like this, or I could have done this way also. You guys see the big picture, Brother Altaf?
Complex sentences.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. I was saying yes.
Okay. But you see how I did this? You guys see how I did it?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Sister Zahra, Sister Noor, Sister Muslim, everybody else?
Yes.
Okay. Are you clear or are you lost, or are you thinking that I don't even want to talk about it? But out of 1 to 10, where we are?
So what I understand is matuf ala and matuf means that the same group of people we are talking. We are talking
Yes.
their
Because if you look at the translation,
yeah.
Allah has sealed their hearts and their hearing, right? And then basically, if you do it plain English, you know that there are two sentences. There is something before the Allah, before the wow, which is one situation, and then after the wow, there is another. So we say combination is a conjunction. Yes,
Yeah.
that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put a seal on their hearts and on their hearing. And that is why this is one complete sentence. Now, what is the next sentence? The next sentence is wa ala absar. Now, what is wow again? Wow is harf ataf. And in one way, it is actually still connecting to the back sentence because we are not done yet. This Allah has put seal on their hearts and on their hearing. Now, what He has done to their seeing? He put a veil on it.
Shawatu. Yeah.
Shabatun is the veil. Okay. So how do we do this? Ala absarihim, jar. Absarihim is mudaf ilayh, which makes it majroor, and then it becomes mutalliq, right? Because jar majroor, we call it mutalliq. Okay. Now the ghishabatun is a noun, and there is a concept about jumla ismiya which I am going to introduce to you right now. Jumla ismiya, we have learned that the first part is mubtada and the second part is khabar. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And so far we have been taking the good case scenario that mubtada is always 1 and khabar is always 2. Okay. But there are scenarios or there are possibilities when the khabar can first and the mubtada can come second. When that happens, we call it khabar muqaddam. What do we call it? Muqaddam. And then mubtada muakhar.
Yes.
Khabar muqaddam mean khabar
First.
First came.
and mubtada second. Okay, so if you look at that logic, in this one, the khabar is coming first, which is wa ala absarihim ghishawa. And ghishawa is the, so then this will become jumla ismiya. Because what is jumla ismiya? Mubtada and khabar. Jumla ismiya is mubtada and khabar. And some cases the khabar can come first and mubtada can come second. And the name for that is khabar muqaddam, mubtada muakhar. And this is how I made wa ala absarihim ghishawa. And on their eyes is a veil. And who has put the veil on there? Allah. How do we know? Because we are continuing from the beginning of the verse. And then what is the end result? Walahum azabun azim. If we just focus on azabun azim, we know that it's mawsuf and sifa, because azab azim means the great punishment. Right? Great punishment, meaning we're telling you the quality of the azab, that the azab will be great. And walahum again is jar
For
majroor,
them.
khabar muqaddam, and azabun azim mawsuf sifat, which is murakkab tawsifi, and we know that murakkab tawsifi can come as mubtada. Yes? Yes? No?
Yeah.
Yes.
So murakkab tawsifi is a good candidate for mubtada, and they follow each other in every 4 categories. Is this rafa? Is this rafa? Is this muzakkar? Muzakkar? Singular? Singular? Nakara? Nakara? Yeah, nakira? Nakira. Yeah, in all 4 characteristics of noun, they follow each other. Murakkab tawsifi. So what do we call them? The quality of something is called sifat. The thing we are telling the quality of is called mawsuf. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's look at some more things from the other tools. For example, I'm done with this one. So look at here. Remember this tool I gave it to you guys? Yeah. Okay. So khatama Allahu khatama. Let's look at khatama. Khatama is from what bab? Daraba yadribu. Right? So what is the madi? Khatama. What is the mudare? Yakh.
يختم.
The amr ikhtim. Ikhtim. Who's the ismul file? Khatimun. Ismul maf'ul makhtumun. And what is the masdar? Khatman. Got it? What are the root letters? Khatama. Now, even if you think that you don't know much, but so far in the last 30 minutes, we have gathered a lot of information about this verse or the words. So if you just review it afterwards, inshallah, it will benefit you a lot. So khatama is, this is the structure of khatama. Now let's look at qulubihim. Qulubihim is also from daraba yadribu. The word was kalaba. So qulubihim is not, the word. This is mudaf ilay, but the root letters are qaf, lam, ba. Qalaba yaqlibu. It's also from the family of daraba yadribu. Okay. So yaqlibu, iklib, qalibun, maqlubun, kalbun. Aren't we familiar with these? We are familiar with this. Okay. So the meaning is unke dil, their hearts. Yeah. And look
But
at
here,
this.
yeah, the kalab is a noun, right? Ism. And
No, this
here
is
you are
qalab.
showing as a verb.
No. You're mistaken. This is, don't take this as, this is not the verb. I just explained that. The root letters are qaf, lam, ba. Okay, they should have only left up to qalb here. They should have written down only this word, but they wrote the whole word because they're trying to tell you what kulubuhum means. So look at the blue part. You see that? Kulub. You see here, the kulub is blue, and what is blue is the asma. Okay, so it's just telling you about the qalb. Then how do we derive the word qalb? Because that is also is showing the kalaba. Okay, you know what? I think this is confusing. You're right. Let's not worry about that.
Yeah, because mazi or muzar is for ism it is.
That's fine. Let's look at Gishava. Okay, Gishava is from Samia Yasmau. Okay, the root letters are Ghashiya, Ghashiya, Yagsha. Have you seen this word Yaksha in the Quran? I'm sure you have, right? Because Yaksha, Wallayli iza Yagsha, Wan Nahari iza Tajalla. Yaksha mean when the night covers the day. Igsha, Ghashin, Mughshi'un, Ghashi'un. Okay, Parda. Parda mean a veil. And look at this. It also belongs to Bab Nasara. It also belongs to Bab Istafal, which we haven't learned yet. Bab Tafil. Look at this. Ghasha. What is the one of the thing about Tafil? That it has the Shadda,
Shadda.
right? To create more emphasis in the word. Okay. So you can use this tool to look at some of these details. And then finally, we have this tool right here. And if you look at here, it also gives you the tree, the one we just made. So khatama, fail, file, then ala is jar majroor, qulubihim with mudaf ilay. They don't have enough room to, so they just put a little bit to tell you what this is. You understand? Got it? So here again, they have matuf and they have mutalik, and I have shown you the detail on a piece of paper. Sister Fazilat,
Yes.
are you following?
Yes.
Sister Nusrat, is it making sense?
Yes, yeah, this one is good because the other one, some of the classes I did not took, I was slightly confused with, but now
No
it's
worries. Okay. Sister Umayma, everything good?
Yes.
Okay. So look at these. Now look at the words here. Khatama is a third person masculine singular perfect verb. It's a fail madi. Allah is the lafzi jalala. It's marfu. Allah is a preposition. Qulubihim is idafa. Idafa is another name for mudaf ilayh. Okay. Wa ala is conjunction and the preposition. Samihim again, it is the idafa. Okay. And the next verse is here. Wa ala absarihim ghishawa. And again, you can see there is the waw and this ala absarihim majroor mudaf ilayh is a noun. It's a khabar. Inshallah, that's a jumla ismiya. Okay. And number 7 here. Wa lahum azabun azim. Again, it's a khabar and sifa. Remember, I talked to you about that. This is a mawsuf and sifa. It's a khabar and mubtada mutalik. Inshallah, this is what it is. And if you look at the meaning of these verses, so Khatama, Allah has set a seal, Allah, on their hearts and on their hearing. Wa Allah absarihim, on their vision, a veil. Now, can you put a seal on the eyes as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so but in this scenario, the scholars or the people who did the tafsir, they have explained that on the eyes is usually a veil, okay, not a seal. So seal is on the heart and the hearing. Now, what is the meaning of having a seal on their heart and their hearing? What do you guys understand from that?
means they would not understand.
They don't accept.
They won't accept.
Yeah.
Is it the will of Allah that they won't accept, or it is their own doing that they come to a point when nothing will make any effect on them?
Because of their doings.
Your
So
personal.
because it's not that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who is doing this, they have chosen their own state, because remember the mushrikeen in Makkah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was doing dawah every day on them or all the time. But when they have made up their mind they're not going to listen, it will always go on deaf ears, right? And their hearts will be closed. They will not see the guidance as guidance. They will always be doubtful. Similarly, this is a condition when they have gone astray. They have chosen that they're not going to believe. They're not going to open their hearts. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts a seal on their hearts and their hearing, and on their eyes is the veil. And because of that, they are going to get what? A great punishment. So Allah has sealed their hearts and their hearings, and in their sight is covered. They will suffer a tremendous punishment. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So now it was only one verse we covered in 1 hour, and we haven't done any justice to it. There's a lot to learn from it. However, did we get a chance Did we get a chance to look at the Arabic words and did we get more knowledge about them?
Yes, definitely. It's good review.
Yeah. Did we also get to know the concepts we have been learning all this time? And now when I read this ayah, it makes more sense to me. Does it?
Yes.
Yeah. MashaAllah.
Oh, we are on verse number 7.
I have a question.
Yes, sister.
The small letter start, is it just for pronunciation purpose or just stop of a sentence?
Which one? This letter right here?
Yes. What does this mean?
Okay, these are the signs in the Quran where it has rule, and Brother Abrar can correct me if I'm wrong. It's preferable to stop here.
Yeah.
And if you don't stop it, then I can also read it like this. Allahu ala qulubihim wa ala sam'ihim wa ala absarihim ghishawa. Now I stopped at the second one.
Yeah.
Brother Abrar, maybe you'll be more appropriate to go ahead and explain this, please.
Sorry?
Can you go ahead and explain this better than me? I don't think I will do justice to
You
this.
see, the thing is here, Allah is emphasizing at this point, وَعَلَى سَمْعِهِمْ stop. So when you see that salah in there, it's at as you can see, if you can hover over it, there's an emphasis on this. At this point, it's emphasizing. And it's the reason why that if you look at the what you call it, the Quran itself, especially when you listen to the Qurans, when they're reading, they all will stop at this point because they're trying to make an emphasis. وَعَلَى سَمْعِهِمْ, and they stop. وَعَلَى أَبْصَارِهِمْ غِشَاوَةٌ, they'll stop again. And these are the points of emphasis. That's the reason why you should actually, especially when you see salah at the top, you must try to stop if you can. You can carry on, but it's good to stop, is because that's the correct way of reading the Quran at that point.
So Brother Ibrar and Brother Abid, why we are not stopping at Qulubihim then?
Because it's a complete sentence ala sam'ihim, because Allah is putting two things here. He's actually talking about two different points here at this point: the heart and the ears, because they're interconnected. That's what they're saying. Because the heart accepts and the ears hears.
So yes, you're right. But according to the breakage, if you want to stop here, then you would have to start again from the
Exactly. Then if you stop, then you're gonna be qulubihim wa ala samihim.
Okay.
Because you're gonna read it again.
Yes.
So I mean Khatam Allah is applying on.
Wa ala samihim. That's it.
Yes, Brother Falak. What are you saying, Brother Falak?
Yeah, same thing. The brother is saying that Khatam Allah is applying on both Qulubihim and Sam'ihim.
And
So
yes.
because the stamp is on both, like on their hearts and on their ears, on their listening.
On the listening power, hearing.
Think
Yes.
about it. Your heart has to accept what you hear.
Yes, exactly.
Human nature is a common nature of human being. That if your heart accepts, then you're gonna hear what somebody is gonna say to you.
Jazakallah khairan. Yes, inshallah, this will help.
Brother is more referred to like the guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right?
Exactly. You got it.
So
And finally, you see in the Quran, when you see some emphasis points, Allah will ask you to stop at that point. That's the tafsir of the Quran. I mean, if you look at you'll see that emphasis points, you'll see it.
Do you guys see this, my screen right here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So again, this is another very good tool. I've been using it all along and I've been trying to emphasize in using this. So what you do here, when you go up, you see it says tafsir here. Everybody can see that?
Yeah.
When you click on it, it will tell you word for word or verse by verse what is the tafsir. And this is the tafsir Ibn al-Kathir, which is a very well-known tafsir of the Quran. Yeah. So inshallah, if you want to understand more, you can read from here. Okay.
So, Brother Abid, a question.
Yes, sir.
So this screen, I was actually using a phone.
Yes.
So on phone, I can't see your screen. So if I go on computer, then I can see your screen, right?
Okay. Yes, sure. I'm sure if you use the computer next time, that will be a better experience because phone is very little on real estate. So look at this verse number 7, and it says meaning of khatama. See, so now you will understand the meaning or tafsir in the light of hadith and the documentary from the ulama. So Allah has sealed. What is the meaning? Qatada radiallahu anhu, they said that this ayah means shaitan controlled them when they obeyed him. Okay, therefore Allah sealed their hearts, hearing and sight, and they could neither see the guidance nor hear, comprehend or understand. Okay, so you can read more about this, and there is more information here, and inshallah this will be very good. And that is why we have this very beautiful dua from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He used to recite it a lot. Ya muqallibul qulub, sabbat qulubuna ala dini. Sabbit, sabbit qulubuna, sabbat qulubuna ala dini. So, O you who changes the heart, make our hearts firm on your religion.
Yeah.
Right? Acha. So in our, we also know that it is a saying also, if it's a hadith or I don't know, but I remember we say whoever leaves 3 Jummah Salahs, then a seal is placed on his heart and he's no longer interested in Jummah. Right, brother Abrar, what is the details on that?
That's correct, what you mentioned.
So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, save us from this kind of situation. Because in our own arrogance or sometime knowledge, we could get straight from the right path. And then doesn't matter what anybody says, we don't listen to them. It happens to
Brother, the 3 Jummah, the 3 Jummah prayer that you mentioned, is it for them to be in the masjid or just even?
Well, it was.
No, sister, you have to understand the Jummah Salah, it's nothing, when it comes to Jummah, you should try to emphasize it's actually for the people who are locally living, and if you are a traveler, then Jummah doesn't apply to you. So you could be traveling 3 Saturday Fridays consecutively. So
Okay.
you have to understand the hadith as well when it applies. Yes, in your community where you live, so Jummah Salah is a compulsory, you should do it. But in times of like today, in good times of COVID now, we're not going to read Jummah Salah, we're going to read Dhuhr Salah. But we get the same reward of Jummah because we want to read it.
Yeah.
And this applies only for male.
Also, it only applies for male as well. And it doesn't apply for female.
Not for the ladies.
They read Salat al-Dhuhr.
Okay.
For the people who are deliberately just missing the prayers, not like, some people.
Exactly applies to those types of people.
Yeah, because see, I just mentioned it, but we did not go into the detail of these. But the idea was that if a person intentionally leaving Jummah Salah more than 3 times, then a seal has been placed on their heart. So that was the main point I was trying to drive it from the concept of putting a seal on the heart. So it is not that the seal can only be put on the heart of non-believers. Even we can be a victim of that if we start to, put our heart in a situation where nothing goes in and we just close everything on us.
We neglect the commands of Allah.
When we neglect the commands of Allah. Like some people don't pray and it doesn't bother them anymore because now it doesn't bother them because they don't think that is a big deal. Right? Anyway, Jazakallahu khairan. I hope that we benefited from today's session. And the key point from the session is that not only we benefited from the Quran, but we benefited from the knowledge of the Quran, the knowledge of the Arabic. So what we need to do, keep those notes in mind, and maybe till the next class, even if you find 5 minutes, I would strongly recommend to review.
Brother Abid.
Ji bhai.
Brother Abid, after the call is finished, I want to call you. I've got a question which has got probably not
Okay,
related.
that's fine. I'll call you right after the class, inshallah.
Okay.
Brother Abed, is it? Do you have any overview of the all classes, just like for me to get a little bit?
I think
quite
I've
a
been
bit
sharing.
classes.
Yes, I have been sharing the video links with everyone.
Okay.
And I guess if you look in the WhatsApp group, you'll find it. But inshallah, I will send you again the links.
Okay, Jazakallah. Once, like in the beginning of the class, you sent there like bunch of classes were together and their overview with all those classes. That way I can.
They are labeled now with their titles that what the class contains. Inshallah, you will look at it.
Okay.
So everyone, again, Jazakallah khairan. All the people who joined after a long time, I did not talk to them for a reason because I didn't want them to feel a little bit uncomfortable that I'm asking them a question. But mashallah, Brother Falak, Brother Jamil, Brother Abrar, and a few other sisters and brothers came today. Please join us next time as well. And I hope you.
Inshallah. Jazakallah for doing this.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khair, brother.
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Jazakallah khair.
Assalamu alaikum.